How's everyone feeling? We all doing okay? How are you feeling 24 hours after the biggest roadmap in Sorare history? How are you getting on? You guys good? I appreciate the last 24 hours have probably been absolutely massive in terms of everyone in the Sorare community. I don't think there's anyone that wasn't affected by the huge update. I think some were positively affected, some were negatively affected, and I think that overall everyone's got a reaction. We've seen a lot of reactions, but if you're not already tired of talking about it, if you want to let me know down below what you think of the update, I would love to hear your thoughts. In my opinion, I think overall it's good. I think stability is really important. I think that, future health of Sorare is really important. And I think that, moving forward, it's important for them to... I've just noticed, by the way, I'm sorry, I've got ADHD, but I've just noticed that in black and white behind this is actually cards that I own in my gallery. That's really cool. Yeah, so if you've got any thoughts, I'm quite excited, to be honest. I'm quite excited for Sorare moving forward. I've made a move or two, and I will be making more moves, and I'll talk to you about what I'm going to do. And also I thought we'd talk about lineups for this week, because, the update hasn't changed anything yet. Sorare is still the same it was yesterday, and we've got a weekend of, lineups to build. So I thought we'd do that. Now, first things first, I went and bought a card today based on... the update, and that card was Michael Zetterer. He's a goalkeeper for Werder Bremen. I was really impressed with this guy when he played against Bayern and a couple other teams, and I like him a lot. I think that he's won the #1 spot. He's good with his feet. He's a smart goalkeeper, and I think he's one of the better Bundesliga goalkeepers. Now, the reason why I bought this card is because I think that the emphasis on having players from similar leagues and similar areas is really important now. Obviously, we've got a three-way split of champion, contender, and challenger. But also they'll be releasing Bundesliga competitions, La Liga competitions, and Prem competitions. And I think that I've got a good enough gallery to potentially enter some Bundesliga competitions. So I thought I would add to that, given the fact I've already got Super Rare Kim Min-jae, Super Rare Sané. I'm going to build a Super Rare Bundesliga team in the hopes to win some in-season Super Rare Bundesliga cards to then play the in-season Bundesliga tournament and potentially win money and whatnot. That's the plan for me there. I've got a few plans for other things as well, but that's why I bought this card, to build a Bundesliga classic team to win in-season Bundesliga cards. And I think that, given the cards I've got in the Bundesliga, it's smart for me to focus on leagues where I've got good cards, and I think the Bundesliga is definitely one of those areas where it makes sense for me to focus on. I'm looking to show you in terms of what I have in the Bundesliga. I mean, I've got Zetterer, Cobbing, who is never going to get a game anyway. He's just chilling in the gallery for whatever reason. Bester, Neuer's backup Ulrich, Kim Min-jae, Kimmich, Super Rare Leroy Sané, and Dayot Meccano, and I'll build to that as well. So that was a move that I made. Just thought I'd showcase, because I like being transparent and open and talk to you guys about why I buy certain cards or sell certain cards, and that, that one made sense to me. I think that a lot of people, I've had multiple people say to me, oh, you've done really well at the update. And I don't think that's necessarily true, because as you can see by my gallery, and you'll see by my lineups, my gallery is very split. I think the one thing that I'm really, really upset about is All-Star leaving. I thought All-Star was the pinnacle of Sorare. I thought it was the main thing about Sorare that I loved. The fact that you could play 5 different regions in one competition. You could play an Asian goalkeeper, an American defender, a challenger midfielder, a second division forward, and a champion extra. I love that. That aspect of the game was really cool to me, and you can't do that anymore, and it's really unfortunate. There's obviously some mix and match still happening. The groups are big. The champions top 5, challenger is you've got MLS with Turkish league and Denmark, for example, right? You've still got a nice spread, but yeah, for me, I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan of All-Star leaving. That's possibly and Rare Plus as well. I've really sort of made a gallery made for Rare Plus, so the fact that Rare Plus is going as well really sucks. It really hurts me, but I think I'll be making that step to Super Rare, and I'll be having hopefully equal parts Super Rare to Rare in terms of strength. I'm really hoping to have. Maybe Rare will be stronger because it's cheaper to get stronger tier rares, but you know what I mean. So that's kind of something I'll be focusing and trying to do as well in the near future. So yeah, that's kind of my thoughts. And that's the first move I made was the Zetterer. In terms of anything else that's happened in my gallery recently that anyone really cares about, I mean, we're doing all right for rewards. I'm on a streak of DMP goalies. I won Rulli, Mateo Raab, and Inaki Pena. as 3 DMP goalies in my last 3 rewards, which kind of sucks. So it is what it is, though. That happens. It's not the last 3, actually. I won Bester and Unai Nunez in between, but yeah, and Samuel Vignato. But yeah, it's never fun winning a DMP goalkeeper, but it happens to the best of us. That being said, I thought we'd have a look at lineups today after talking briefly about the update. And if any of you guys have got thoughts on the update or thoughts on your lineups, thoughts on my lineups, anything and everything, let me know in the comments down below. I'd just like to hear your feedback, really. I like talking Sorare with everyone, so let me know in the comments down below. So let's have a look at lineups. So starting off, we have All-Star Rare. I'm gonna go All-Star Rare downwards. I think this is what I'll be running. Sometimes I change these really late on, so we'll see. We've got Unai Simon in goal. He's got a 40% clean sheet chance as they play against Almere away. Almere aren't necessarily a god awful team in the sense that, like, you're not guaranteed a clean sheet. Like, they're not a great team, but they do score some goals, so you're not guaranteed a clean sheet. So we hope that Atletico Bilbao can hold on. Fingers crossed. I thought about potentially picking up either a DeMarcos or a Yuri Bericic to partner with Unai Simon, but I've decided against it at the moment. We've got Gustavo Velasquez. The reason why I've gone Velasquez here, I could go with a few other options as well. I've got Van Hecker, I've got Kier, I've got Unai Nunez, the new reward. We've got even Rafael Guerrero, who I don't think will play. I've gone with him because he's got 2 games. They play against Union Santa Fe, with a 42% clean sheet chance, and then they play against Racing as well. So I don't think he'll play both of them. He'll play one of them, but I think he'll, chance he plays both of them. So I think it just makes sense. We've got Sebastian Szymanski and Kengi Zunder as the 2 in the midfield and forward sort of partnership there. I've gone with those 2 because, Fenerbahce have got a really good matchup. Neither started for them in the midweek cup as well. I don't think either played in the midweek cup either, so they're well rested, and they're both really good players. I think Under is fantastic. When he does start, he's been having some monster scores. Like, I don't know if he's won the place from Kvechi yet or not. I really hope he has. But as you can see, like, for Fenerbahce, he's had some monster scores for this team so far. I think he's just a level ahead of a lot of players there, realistically. So I do like him a lot. And then we've gone with Igor Postoyanski. Now I've gone with. He actually let me down last week because he randomly DMP'd, but I think he should play this week. I can't really find any stuff on him. If I find anything tonight, we'll see. The Play Sharper expert reckons he's 90%. So, but they're against Rudez at home, and Rudez are horrific. They are terrible. They're an awful team. So you'd hope that he can do well. He's a penalty taker. He's just all round really involved in their play. He's a good player. So we'll see. Also, Rare Plus, my focus for this week, my main competition this week, we've gone with Walter Benitez and Boscagli, the PSV sort of duo for the back line. 60% clean sheet chance against Volendam away. Really, really good. And Boscagli's obviously an elite scorer. Unsure if I captain Boscagli or Koita yet. I'm unsure about that. I've gone with Julio de Sart at home to Cercle Brugge. I just think, like, he's an absolute monster. He had a couple of rough games, but, came back with a 61 AA game after that, so I'm hoping he can do well. I think that we'll see how that goes. Then we've got Antoine Griezmann away to Sevilla. Sevilla obviously aren't doing great at the moment. I don't think they're not terrible, but they are struggling at the moment. They did just beat Rayo Vallecano away, and they're on a bit of a resurgence after a new manager, I believe. But that being said, I still think they drew to Osasuna. They got spanked 5-1 by Girona. They lost 3-2 to Deportivo Alaves. They lost 2-0 to Athletic Club. They lost 1-0 away to Atletico Madrid. So we'll see how it goes. Hopefully Griezmann can kind of cook. What is that? It keeps coming up. And then I've gone with Abubakar Koita. They're at home to Kortrijk. He is already an elite player. He's absolutely top tier. Honestly, this is the kind of card you want in your gallery, man. He's absolutely nuts. AA is really, really good. Obviously, the AFCON stuff is kind of skewed a little bit, but if you look at him for St. Truden, when he does get decisive, you're looking at a monster score. Really, really good player, involved a lot. So hopefully against Kortrijk, he can do well. Captain 40 rare, I've gone with Onana, Luke Shaw, and Garnacho from United away to Villa. And then I've gone with Isaac Price at home to Louvain. And I've gone with Rabiot at home to Udinese. I feel like I might be wasting Rabiot a bit. I think he's got a really good matchup here, and I'm a little bit nervous that I'm wasting this card. I could potentially put Jean-Nicolas Beste in there and move him elsewhere, but that's where he's going to stay at the moment. Challenger Europe rare. Usually I don't enter this many rare competitions, but I'm hoping to win some sort of classic rare cards to build the gallery for future competitions as well. I'm kind of hoping that we can sort of build out the gallery and hopefully have a few more rares and whatnot. So I've gone with Van der Voort, Watanabe, Thorgan Hazard, Calvin Stengs, Dusan Tadic. I'm a little bit 50-50 with Tadic. I might swap him with Krunic. I'm not sure. Tadic has been shit recently, like really, really bad. So yeah, I mean, if we look at his forward card, it's not been great. He's had one decisive in his last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 games. 2 in his last 10. It's not great, you know. He needs to pick up his socks a little bit. So yeah. But it is what it is. Champion Europe rare, though. I've gone with Neuer, who potentially might not play. I'm going to find out. Wait till tomorrow for the press conference, and we'll see. But I do have Ulrich anyway, or Ulreich, however you pronounce it. I think if Ulreich does play, what may happen, if it's confirmed he's going to play, what I may end up doing is putting him into Cap 240 and making a really strong Cap 240 team and kind of binning off Champion Europe rare. And the reason why I do that is because this team is okay, but it's not amazing in my opinion. It definitely could be better. I think it's one of those teams that's complete punt. Like, it could score really well. Bruno could easily get an 80, 90 plus. Same with Kroos. Same with Pulisic. And, you know, Kyle Walker can do okay as well. But it's not a super strong team. And, you know, it is what it is. So yeah, we'll see what happens tomorrow. Champion Europe Rare Plus is relatively strong in my opinion. We have got Mignon and Teo Hernandez at home to Napoli, and Napoli haven't been amazing this season. I think it's one of those games where if they do keep the clean sheet, you could be looking at like a nice 75 to 85 point score from Mike Mignon. I'm hoping it's a game where Theo really starts to cook a little bit, because he's had a couple of decent games since I bought him, but he's not been fantastic. Very hit and miss. Missed a penalty last week. Owes me one, really. Absolutely owes me one. So I'm hoping that he will choose this game to show up. Then we have gone with Pascal Gross and Leroy Sané. The reason why I put this team in here is because the two super rares have not got easy matchups. I think all three rares have definitely got harder matchups, but they're matchups where they definitely can get decisives and they definitely can get bigger scores. So yeah, I've kind of mixed them together to hopefully kind of put all my eggs in one basket with the tougher matchups, I guess. So yeah, so we've got Cap 240 Super Rare. I think it's a really good team, actually. We have got the Twente stack away to Excelsior with Ruben Providence, who I think Ruben Providence is a decent little scorer for Hartberg. Hartberg aren't a great team, and I know that doesn't look great, but like when he does get decisive, he does usually get a nice score. And I think that he gets decent AA. I think he's a level above the Austrian league. So we'll see how it goes. Captained Robin Proper there. Cap 270 Super Rare with our new signing. I feel a bit bad kind of using Zetera in this team because he's got a good matchup against Heidenheim, but I don't really have anywhere to put him in the moment. I don't want to put out a Champ Europe Super Rare team with like Sané in there and whatnot, and then potentially neglect the Rare Pro or the Rare Plus team. So I went with this. We have got Zetero, we've got Kim Min Jae, who should play. I'd imagine he should play against Leverkusen. We have got Demarby, who's got a really good matchup at home to Istanbul Başakşehir here. Then we've got Borja Bastion, who's not got a great matchup. He's away to Sported Gion, but he did well last week. Had one of his better AA games, 16 AA. His best AA game, actually, ever. So shout out to Borja Bastion. And they've got Daniel Munoz at home to Chelsea, who I think, like, I could have gone with Jorge Pulido. Could have gone with one of the Austrian boys or someone that's maybe not guaranteed to start. Could have gone with Angelino as well, who, you know, they've got Inter at home, but I'm going to save him, I think. The reason why I've gone with Daniel Munoz is because, you know, his first game back, he did okay against Brighton after a spanking, a 12 AA. You know, he did get a last man tackle, but even without last man tackle, 12 AA I think is solid against Brighton. I think against Chelsea here a bit shambles at the moment, with a potentially not very confident Raheem Sterling on his left wing. I think he could do well. So I've gone with him there. It's kind of a throwaway, but we'll see how it goes. You never know. And then the last team is Challenge Europe Super Rare. I think this is a strong team. I think this team is way stronger than the lineup predictor says as well. We've got a AAA Muslera in net. He's got a 55% clean sheet chance. We have got Mark McKenzie, who is a solid player. I know he's not been scoring well recently, but I think he's a solid player for Genk this season. I think he's their best centre-back by a country mile. I think he'll do well. And like I want him to get back to sort of these scores back there as well. But they are away to Mechelen. Then we have got Keremak Dekolu and Icardi also against Istanbul Başakşehir here. 48% chance of 3 goals scored. And then Joseph Painsil as well. So this one I call Galagenk or Genkatasaray. So yeah, it's a little mixed. And that's kind of it really. So they are the lineups for this week. I think like we'll see what happens really. My aim, I'm hoping to get super rare threshold, hoping to get rare threshold. Then a high placement in champion or all-star would be really cool. You know, that's kind of what I'm looking for here. But yeah, overall, they look okay. They look half decent. But they are the lineups for this week. If you guys enjoy, leave a like down below. Tweet me your lineups if you want to. Feel free to tweet me your lineups, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching. Catch you later.